everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Cyan of Apperceive Grace, both on here and Instagram. Today I am setting up February 2024 in my B5 size reading journal. This theme is called Cozy Bookstore, mostly just because the Etsy digital bundle that I got the cover image from was called Cozy Bookstore on Etsy. I picked this one particularly because of the winter landscaping in the background, and in February I feel like we tend to forget, hey, it's still winter, we can still use winter themes. I tend to, at least, and where I'm located, you know, it's still winter here, and otherwise I won't really be utilizing any sort of winter motif again until December this year. So I kind of wanted to just do that, especially because my January reading journal theme was not winter related at all. It was very different than this as well, just because this has more of a realism vibe with the cover image, and the setup from January was more of like a vector line drawing, sort of, I don't want to say abstract, but it was a little bit more, it was less realism as far as the art style was concerned. And I'm using scrapbooking paper, of course. I don't think you'll see a single spread or setup this entire year from me without some sort of scrapbooking paper in it. The washi tape is from Archer and Olive. It was actually part of the September 2023 sub box. I missed that sub box the first time around. They did a limited stock kind of push for it earlier in the month, and I was able to catch it, and I'm so happy because that box is beautiful, and I'm using washi from that box in this setup. Other than that, I'm also using like letter stickers, those mini letter stickers in both serif and typewriter font. I'm using the serif font, I think, in the setup and not the typewriter font, but those sheets are from the same sub box. So are the calligraph set you see on the left hand side there from the same sub box, and the star rating stickers, as always, that I put in my TBR spreads each month are from Saucy Stickers Co. I have discount codes for both Archer and Olive and Saucy Stickers Co. linked down below, as well as all the materials I used today. If you think I forgot to list some sort of material, let me know in the comment section or DM me on Instagram, whatever works. And overall, I'm very excited about this setup. I filmed this and did this voiceover all on Wednesday, January 31st. A little bit late here, not late, but definitely pushed it off. I kind of am more so just someone who gets around to it once I feel like inspiration finally strikes. So whether that is earlier rather than later, I kind of just go with the flow a little bit more on the scheduling, since content creation is certainly not my full-time job. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this setup. I really like how it turns out. Later on in the video, I go through exactly how I create my book cover stickers. I get questions about that a lot, so I thought I would just screen record and take you through exactly how that works. What I show you is exactly what I do, and I'm sure I'll share more information later on in the video. But thanks for watching and enjoy. So I imagine this is what most of you were waiting for to see. I get a lot of questions about exactly how I make the little book covers in my reading journal. It is quite simple. I get all of the book cover images straight from Google Images just by searching the title with the author sometimes, especially if the book isn't as popular. I save it to a folder on my external hard drive where I keep all of my files for this hobby, including, YouTube and just content and things like that. And I repeat this for each book on my TBR. Lately, I've been putting 15 books on my TBR, so I repeat this Google Images search and save step 15 times. And I ultimately use the print then cut feature on my Cricut Maker to make these book stickers. You do not need a Cricut to print on sticker paper. You just need a printer that will feed sticker paper and print nicely on it to your liking. And then you could use an X-Acto knife or a guillotine cutter, whatever, to hand cut the stickers. Or you could just not use sticker paper and print on regular printer paper and, do the same thing with hand cutting the stickers. I used to do that before I had a Cricut Maker. You don't need a Cricut Maker to print book covers. You need a printer to print book covers, and you need a printer and a Cricut Maker to print and cut book stickers if you want to have a machine do it for you. I am using Cricut Design Space here on the screen. So when you buy a Cricut, it requires, the functionality of it requires that you download Cricut Design Space onto your computer. I imagine there's a phone app version of this as well. I just haven't looked into it. And I have to add each book cover one by one. Yes, you have to do that. Sometimes to avoid this, I put everything in Canva instead, just grab everything from the folder and put it into Canva as an upload. And I create sort of a sticker sheet on Canva. I pay monthly for Canva Pro, so I can make the background of a sticker sheet or an A5 sheet transparent. You can also make things transparent as far as the background goes on Cricut Design Space as well. But if I'm doing it on Canva, you have to have Canva Pro to do that. And I pay for Canva Pro because it's worth it. And I'll just add all the book covers to an A5 formatted sheet and then just save as a PNG, like an image, because that's what Cricut Design Space will take. They'll take SVG, JPEG, PNG. It tells you when you're uploading exactly what files they will let you upload onto Cricut Design Space. And yeah, so here I'm just adding them one by one. And eventually I'll add them all to the Canvas page, which is where you can actually create what you want to set up for printing and cutting. I will say that everything that I'm using, like the Cricut Maker, the printer, the sticker paper, I have it all linked in my Amazon storefront. I'm currently using the brand Online Labels for my sticker paper. It is regular matte sticker paper, and my printer feeds it just fine. I have a regular inkjet printer from HP. The model I actually have is no longer available. It's older. It's an older model version, and I bought the printer I have maybe 6 years ago, and it's never given me problems. It works just fine. It serves its purpose, but I linked the newer version on Amazon storefront. So hopefully it's, just the same. Hopefully it's better because it's a newer version. So that is, as far as the materials go, whatever. I highly recommend a Cricut Maker. I've heard stories about them not being great, but I've never had an issue. I thought it was so user-friendly. There was no learning curve hardly. There were a couple of little tiny things that I just had to Google real quick to be oh, how do I make sure that this is doing what I want it to do? There were one or two things like that, but I love my Cricut Maker. It really changed the game for me. But here, what you see now, I just selected all of the book covers and I'm adding them to the canvas. So this is where you house your project as you need to resize things and get it ready to do the printing and cutting. When I first added them all to the canvas, I tried to size the height for all of them to 1.25, but I think what it ended up doing was doing 1.25 for them all as a group collectively. If they were all selected as a group, the group was being resized to 2.5 inches, so that didn't work. So I did have to go and just resize each book cover individually to 1.25. I just ended up doing that way. And 1.25 inch is what I size book covers to always for my TBR spreads. The spreads that you'll see me set up in a moment later on in this video. And it's the spread that gets the little star rating stickers underneath it. Whereas when I do my book review journal spreads, when I actually want to review a book, the journal spreads you might see on my Instagram, whatever, I size those book covers anywhere from 2 to 2.5 inches, depending on what I'm feeling. I really don't pay too much attention to that, and as long as it's between 2 and 2.5 inches. But for these, they're going to be 1.25 inches, and then later on in my spread, when I am adding them to the spread, I am doing 5 boxes by 7 boxes in my journal. As far as like the corners go, you'll see later, I make these like little corner frames, and those are 5 by 7 boxes, and 1.25 inches for the book covers fits perfectly within that. Yeah, one thing to note here that I'm about to do, you have to select all of the images that you want to end up printing and cutting. You want to select them all right here. Then you want to click group like I just did, and then you want to click attach. That's very important. That's something I didn't know right away. And then I'm ready to make the sheet. Looking back, I could have added something else here so I wasn't wasting all of the sticker paper sheet, but I didn't have anything else to print and cut at this point in time. And then I'm just sending it to my printer. I unselect add bleed. I do this every time, and it's already connected to my printer because it just is. You have to select your base material. I have it set already, and then I click less for the pressure just because the online label sticker paper that I've been using, it is on the thinner side, not in a good or bad way, whatever, it's just thinner, and so less pressure for the knife is needed. And here we go. I didn't film me actually printing it out because that is what it is, but this is what the Cricut machine is doing now, and it's at 4 times speed. It is, I don't want to say it's slow, but it takes some time, and it's also very loud, but it's all worth it because this is super fun. But let me know if you still have questions after watching this, and I hope that cleared things up.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long.